Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live for another match for the Nexus game series. Tonight we have. I'm not gonna say it how it's written. I'm gonna say it how it's supposed to be said. First pick Gazlowe, GGAFK, which probably is now my new favorite name I've ever heard in my whole life. Versus ZZZ or ZZZ or or whatever you want to do there.
I
Everyone
believe it
say.
would be.
Go ahead.
I just said I believe ZZZ would just be the European version of ZZZ. I think that's probably what we're going
I
for, right?
think you are correct. Everyone say hi to Materium. Materium say hi.
Hello, everyone.
He's another member of my team, Storm Chasers from Division B East. So I'm just kind of bringing all the members of the team up one at a time. So
hmm
it's Materium's turn tonight. Who haven't they met yet? Goulet?
Yeah, pretty much. Skule or Mammal or Mercantron is pretty much it.
Yeah, they met Feldroth. They met Pockets a couple times. I think that's it. So we do have the game lobby open. We're waiting on a few members here. So I'm confirming that I set everything up correctly because hitting buttons is hard sometimes. I do want to commend these. I know I say this every cast, it seems like, but these guys are laughing and joking. It seems like they know each other pretty well, or they've come up against each other before. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. And so tell us, Materium, you actually spent a lot of time studying these teams. We're going to Towers of. Actually, let me get that out of the way. We are going to Towers of Doom first. This was
hmm
a Gaz. I'm gonna just call them the Gaz team for short. That's what we're gonna do there. They asked for something. Elijah Heroes. Um, So it was Gaz that's taking us to Towers of Doom, and they actually banned Battlefield of Eternity, probably because of ZZZ's last game of Battlefield of Eternity, where
hmm
uh, where Center, their tank, the main tank on ZZZ's team, played a very angry Anubarak, and it was really really scary. So that we had the ban there, and then the ban from and this won't come as a shock to you, Materium, because we were actually talking about this before the game. The ban on ZZZ was.
Braxis.
You got it. It was definitely Brax's holdout.
Yeah, I
And
saw that coming. Definitely. I'm actually a little surprised that they wanted it to go to Towers, just because the ZZZ's actually pretty solid on Towers as well. But
absolutely. It's actually funny. I don't know how much I should say here, but we are on a delay, so whatever. And in the in the coin toss room, I won't go into all detail. I probably should keep it to myself. But let's just say that both teams were kind of surprised at each other's map picks and map bans, and it was kind of interesting. And I do want to confirm that Gazlowe apparently has won every single coin toss that they've ever
uh,
done, and tonight was no exception. They won tonight.
I think there's probably needs to be some type of investigation into that,
Yeah.
actually.
Yes. Hacks, as they say.
So I think it's probably one of those situations, like always, where you get into the spot where you're like, let's play more to our strengths than pay attention to what the other team's weaknesses are. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Sometimes it's just a matter of being like, okay, we know what we're good at, we know what we feel comfortable on, and let's play towards that.
Sam to execute. I'm totally guilty. I'm that guy that definitely overthinks things and thinks of all the billions of variables when I really should just play the character I'm good at and just not stress.
Yeah.
I'm learning that in Hero League. I'm finally going up in Hero League because I'm just like I'm gonna play what I'm good at.
And I am most importantly keeping an eye on chat for you. We do have a couple people in there already, including
Sweet, thank you.
Pockets and Drake on Axe.
My chat screen is down so I can focus on hitting buttons and not mess up. Eventually, I'll get to a point where I feel comfortable of keeping up with both. It's actually kind of hard with a 2-minute delay. By the time you see it, it's already
Yeah.
way past.
Yeah.
Still waiting on a couple of members from ZZZ.
These guys are having a good time though.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, this is my second game I've cast in Division A, and the last Division A game I streamed, they had a spray party in the middle where like they all came in, they were all super cool, no one used any abilities, they all sprayed, and then White Mane did a little dance, and respect. It was funny. I was dying. It was pretty hilarious. So Towers of Doom.
Yeah.
Tell me about Towers of Doom.
Well, I mean, we're gonna be a lot of point control, right? Obviously, in Towers of Doom, so we're gonna be looking for any type of really just any type of characters that can lock down that specific
Control the
point.
area.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So
yeah. That's
some
the word
other
I'm looking for.
really good picks here are the globals, of course. These Dahaka generally will see a lot of play on this map. I like to play Genji on this map personally, just the travel time between points and just slice it in with the Swift Strike is always super fun.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Urel,
I mean,
go ahead.
another sometimes you see too, even just beyond point control, you do see like you might see even a strong push, even someone like a Asmo, if he doesn't get banned out, that can kind of put pressure down on the lanes. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
that's
And you see a couple of different ways to play this map from a macro perspective. You'll see those teams that will actually push the top lane. Even though
Mhm.
it's kind of understood that the bottom lane is the most important, you control that bottom lane with the camps, and you just if you never let them get that bottom fort, there's
Mhm.
two towers that spawn there, plus both of the I don't know what the sapper camps I guess is what they're called, the blowy up pumpkiny things, as I'm
Mhm. I think that's the official term,
the
is the
blow
blowy
up
up pumpkin
pumpkiny
things.
things, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But sometimes you blow up that top keep, and then you go down and you start pressuring bot. it's it,
exactly.
it, it creates a really bad situation. You're either stuck trying to control bot and not lose that as well, and you just kind of sometimes have to give up that top keep.
Hmm.
And whoa, a coffee cup just fell on my desk.
Well, a lot of times you see that with teams like you're talking about too, where they like grab that bottom. If you can push and grab that bottom fort, and then you can kind of hold that other team's fort, and you kind of have those two to fall back into, especially when
Yeah.
if the
Oh
towers are
yeah.
up and so forth. So, I mean, I don't know how many times you see where you're fighting, teams are fighting, and then suddenly the one team will forget that they don't own that fort anymore, and they start falling
Guilty.
back to it. Yeah,
Totally
falling
done,
back to it,
especially late
and
at
they're
night
like,
after been playing all day.
mm-hmm.
And there's usually a girlish squeal.
Yeah,
Shortly, something to that
yeah.
effect. Sorry, I should have done a headphone alert there. There will be girlish squealing on this stream, so you might just want to be aware. I do not apologize. I will squeal if I want to. It's all true. So tell me about these teams. I know you did a lot of stats. What do you
Yeah,
think
I
of the
mean, you got
matchup?
looks pretty good. Some interesting stuff. A couple of them are, feel pretty comfortable. Some of the same characters, like especially the tanks. I see a lot of Joe play out of both tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of interesting if they're both kind of fighting for the same character, or maybe just going to ban it out. So
Yeah.
we do see, interestingly enough, out of Gaz's team, a lot of Gaz play, which is pretty interesting.
Shocker.
It's pretty
I,
cool.
I actually was shocked because obviously that's like a troll name, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It kind of is. It's hilarious and I like it. But when we pulled up their stats, I was in fact shocked that they actually do play Gazlowe. There
Yeah,
was a girlish
yeah.
squeal involved there, if I remember correctly. I don't think I've ever seen a Gazlowe in any sort of competitive play.
Yeah, I
And
mean, it's one of those things where like if you can really like be super solid on a hero, you know what I mean? And like especially kind of off meta hero,
right,
sometimes that could really change just the whole setup of a match, or just because like no one's expecting to play against that, kind of off meta hero. And if you can really dominate with it or play well with it, it just completely no one knows how to counter it sometimes. So
right, and especially on Towers of Doom, Gazlowe's a control point character. We might
hmm.
actually see Gazlowe on this map. Um, we're actually having a little bit. I
We're waiting
think
on one.
it's 15 minutes after the match. I'll have to look that. But I'm new, so I would have to double check. Where one player is running a little bit late. Apparently something came up, but I think he's on his way. They were asking, how long they have.
I think it's like college professors, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
15 minutes
show
when
me
they
the
get to
one.
go home.
No, college professors just leave something on the chalkboard and they just say whatever. That professor that's mailing it in because he doesn't really want to teach. I
Yeah.
had a few of those in my day.
This is home playing HOTS or World of Warcraft.
Yeah, yeah. I could get along with that professor for sure.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah, they were waiting on
There we
Kitsune,
go.
which I believe is their
Kitsune.
healer.
I'm gonna go with
And
Kitsune. I feel like it's Kitsune, not Kitsune.
I don't know if you
But
if you watch Kala's stream, which I do recommend. He's a fantastic teacher. He does a lot. Used to be I want to say Tempo Storm's coach.
he was going with Kitsune.
Yeah, well, his band name is actually Kitsune, and it's spelled that same way. So when I actually saw Kitsune's name for the first time, I said Kitsune Hyper, and she had no idea what I
Yeah.
was talking about. And that's an emote from Kala's stream.
I feel like it's some call out to something that like my nerd creds can't keep up with, so someone's gonna be yelling at me in chat in like 2 minutes anyway. So
Okay, we got one ready from ZZZ. We got a ready from Gaz's team. I'm just gonna call it Gaz's team.
yeah, it's much easier. Zed and Gaz.
Start game. Super fun. Love this map. Actually, I have not seen this map played yet in NGS. I know we haven't played it.
No.
Oh, what's going on? Okay, it came up. I was like, where is the draft? Oh my gosh. There's so much chatter in these comms.
All right, so we got red team versus first ban here.
Mm-hmm. So this would be ZZZ on this side.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the Gazlowe ban. Like, that's the
Just
dream.
instant-
Actually, the
instant
dream
gas
is to
ban.
see the Gazlowe, but just
Yeah.
respect ban. The amount of chatter and jokes that are going on, I don't know what was serious and what was not serious. So this should be kind of interesting. So ZZZ taking their time. Also curious to see kind of what kind of stuff. Oh, Leo, what do you think of that ban?
It doesn't surprise me too much. We saw a decent amount of Leo play out of them. I think Ursic, on Gaz's side. So and
That
it's
is
maybe solid for that point control. They're solid for the solo. So.
Yeah, and of course, Entomb in this space is, depending.
Yeah. Especially if you're going for some type of wombo play with that Entomb.
Genji ban, always a solid ban. Super, again, one of my favorite characters playing this map. I do like we were just looking at the stats for Gaz's team. They play a lot of kind of a different kind of style than what you might expect, and so I'm really looking forward to what they come out with. Leo Gazlowe would have been great. Entomb into a grav bomb. Johanna.
That doesn't surprise me. I was thinking it's going to be either a ban or a first pick for someone there.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I think ZZZ is going to prioritize the solo laner as his first pick. If they
I wouldn't be surprised for
here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised for a Ural first pick here if they don't ban it out.
I think this needs to be a Ural ban.
Ural. I never do it right.
I don't know. The goat chick. Diablo's also another respect ban. Center, which is the tank on ZZZ, plays a very mean Diablo. Johanna is Center's other tank, and the other tank we've seen him play in NGS is Anubarak, and I want to say he's got a 100% win rate on that Anubarak.
Yeah, it does. Scary. Yeah, I think it's kind of part of the problem. You're trying to lock down, eliminate, but you can't really choke people out sometimes when they have a deep hero pool like that.
Oh yeah. So. Oh yeah. Okay. They prioritized. They left the Ureli, Space Goat, Asmodon!
That's kind of like what we were talking about, where you can get that strong push going on multiple lanes now. So
Asmodon's super strong in this map. Of course, big fat nasty Qs going on the thing. You got Asmodon straight soaking the other lanes. Amazing push. Relatively hard to kill. Great body blocker. Curious to see. I'm a huge fan of Asmodon. I have something like an 80 or 90% win rate with Asmodon in Hero League. I don't get him very often, but when I do, it's usually pretty lights out. Love the character. There's the Anubarak.
Oh, that's the Anub we're talking about.
Yep. I do like that high priority on that because I know both of these teams have done their homework, and I would not be shocked if there was an Anubarak ban just to continue, because that would have been all three tanks that Center has shown in NGS.
Yeah. Now you had saw them with some Tron to play in their last match, right? Because some of their previous stuff I hadn't really seen it, but it seems like maybe since the rework more so they've been incorporating her more into their games.
Yeah, I know Reddit has very strong opinions about Tyrande, because Reddit is Reddit, but I personally think she's going to hit the meta in a big way. I mean, if you really think about it, she's got double cleanse at 1. I talked about this a lot last time. So.
Oh, and her Q there, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's absolutely ridiculous. What character usually get cleanse at 7 if the healer still has them? Monk Karazim doesn't get it to 16 or 13 or something like that?
Yeah.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Lily gets Let's Go at 7, so that's her cleanse. Yeah, I don't know. So the Tirana very soft hook 7, yeah. And now look at this comp over here. Anubarak dives in, Tirana follows up with the E. You already got 6 seconds or 8 seconds or whatever that math works out to be in stuns
the Haka tongue on top of it there. Yeah.
Super scary. White main Blaze, very, very, very solid pickups. Blaze and an Asmodon. So this Asmodon's played like a mage now, so it'd probably be in the 4-man if they decide to do that. They might also could do a 1-3-1. Just like
I do feel like ZZZ right now in this moment. I mean, they haven't making their last 2 picks are a little bit light on the burst. Obviously, they're going to be going pretty hard here, and they're going to need to try to chunk through this Blaze Myrna. Yeah, there we go.
That will do it.
Yep.
The Hanzo. Yep. So great poke, great follow up. This is a blow up comp.
Yeah, exactly.
The Hanzo, Hanzo I don't necessarily like in that style of comp because it doesn't seem like he does a lot of burst unless you just hit everything just right. But I guess a Stormbow into an auto attack is not insignificant.
Well,
Maybe
you also
it's
just have those really tight quarters for all of his abilities there
Gazlowe,
too.
Gazlowe,
Nice.
Gazlowe, 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 Gazlowe. Oh, I knew it was gonna happen, but I had to hope, right? Junkrat, a lot of poke. I know, right? They said it's a lot Gazlowe in chat. So the
Yeah.
Junkrat Asmodon, that is Poke City with a relatively sturdy front lane, but that is a slow burn on the side of Gazlowe. They are.
Yeah.
I don't know if they want to really team fight. Certainly not early in the game.
Yeah.
Whereas I think ZZZ's comp, that's mean. That comp's mean, bro.
Well, I feel like especially with like a lot of Gazlowe play, they're probably like really comfortable on a lot of the slow burn macro play.
Yeah,
Anyway, so.
I think you're absolutely correct. That was one of the things that if you go back and look at Gazlowe's match history, I mean, it's a lot of like, probably similar comps to this. Maybe change out one or two characters, but that still play the same. So this is a comp that they're style. I'm not used to this style, so hopefully I get to learn something here.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I like the let's go in and party. Actually, even though our team does better when we do play a slower comp, I think, unless we've all had a lot of coffee, and then it's game on.
I'm just monitoring the chat over here. I'm not just like playing on my phone while we're doing that thing.
They can't see us. We're on the draft screen still, waiting for this game to load. Now they can see us. Everyone say hi. Hi. So I don't think I saw Noob Slices Dahaka last time.
I've seen him on Euro.
Yeah,
often.
Euro and Sona. I've seen him on
I
Sona.
see the Dahaka play too.
All right. Guess what, Materium? I didn't forget to change it to the game.
That's a
I
good
did
call.
that one night. So on Gazlowe's team, we have Kooks on Murden. We have Blinky on that white main. Deity Minion on Gazlowe. Or not Gazlowe. I wanted the Gazlowe! Junkrat. Mighty Frankie on the Blaze. And then we got Asmodon as Cass.
The battle begins.
Who do we got over here?
All right. So on ZZZ, we have Noob Slice on Dahaka. We have, let's see, we got Drake on X on Hanzo. We have Sent Nur on Anubrak. We have Enjoy on the Greymane. And we have Kitsune on the Tyrande. I went with Kitsune that time.
You know what? You go back and forth. I don't think anybody will mind. We'll get corrected between games, I'm sure. Interesting rotation that both Dahaka and the Blaze both decided to go up. They're kind of scouting each other out. Both playing super safe.
Just a quick noob observer question. If I control one, bring up talents up, that's just for me and me only, correct?
Correct. No one can see what you're doing. You could... Anyway, I'm going to leave that right there. You see Greymane pushing out that lane. Hopefully, it doesn't look like Gazlowe is going to catch that. You do see... Oh,
quick, really? Junkrat might be able to... Yep.
He's walking out.
So you do see there a little bit of a miss soak already in that bottom lane. By,
I think that was the play. Very well played from the ZZZ. Greymane went down, pushed this lane in, and then immediately went up here and stopped the rotation from Junkrat.
I mean, that adds up quick. They're already up just a little bit.
Little nerd self. I think it's about 2,500 experience points to go from 1 to 2. In each lane, you can see right here, is about 50 experience. So that's about 10% of a level they didn't get right there. Early priority on the blowy uppy pumpkiny things, otherwise known as sapper camps. Poking down that Murden, but it doesn't really matter because he's Murden. Murden did pick third win, so that goes into that play style where they just kind of want to hang out. Hopefully Blaze gets back up into that lane, doesn't use that soak. Let's go ahead and take a look at their talents. Especially curious to see what that Asmodon went. Gluttony.
On Gluttony. Yep.
Yeah, pretty standard pick there. Pretty standard pick on Junkrat. Interesting pickup from Blaze. Or maybe I'm just playing Blaze wrong. New habits for the Unstoppable. Well, I guess that makes sense with the Anubrak and the Tyrande.
Yeah, I think it's pretty... I usually like the Stim Pack. I think just for a little bit extra mana and the cooldown reduction, but...
The plea build on white main, which essence, he went tanky on Dahaka, Greymane doing Greymane things, Anubrak, pretty standard build, scatter arrow on Hanzo, and double cleanse at 1 for Tyrande because it's the most broken thing I've ever read in my entire life. So we do see some pressure mid, Burden just safely soaking, hanging out. They are doing the rotation here. Both sides prioritize sapper camps extraordinarily early. Excuse me.
You can even see now, though, just like from that initial first wave.
Uh-oh. Donut. I think he walks out.
Oh, yeah, he's out. Just from like that initial first wave, Zed's up just still a little bit, like almost a half level now, you know?
And yeah, when we were looking at ZZ stats, their rotation game is pretty solid. Like they usually get to 20 of about 40 seconds faster than this team, and the last team they played it was several minutes.
Yeah, I think that's really like one of their big strengths there is they're really good at that that XP soak and the getting ahead in levels early.
Which is, of course, is huge because, the difference between 10 and 9 for 45 seconds is an eternity. Nice little skirmish here at the bot. A lot of poke going out to Haka going in the back line on the Junkrat.
It's going for the tongue.
Oh! 2 kills from the side of ZZZ, 2 going down from Gazlowe's team. Greyman getting the soak. Pretty safe pickup from the Anubarak. Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of that. Hopefully this doesn't crash for Team Gazlowe, because that would be a lot of experience right there. If you're new to the game, I don't know exactly how many people are in chat or how many people will watch after this. Soak is, oh my god, important. Like, games are lost on missed waves. But we got some nice posturing here from ZZZ for the Sapper Camp. Oh, they got, no, double stun! They chained that! Yep.
Damn. Noob Slice pretty on point with those tongues so far already.
Boy. Yeah, so they'll be able to get the Sapper Camp. If you kill them, take something. That's the general adage. We got Dahaka going to get mid-soak. We got Blaze crashing in the waves for the team of Gazlowe on this side.
Yeah, he's been up there solo with no one from ZZZ up there with him for a little bit now.
I like this placement of General of Hell as well, because that's just going to add that extra push. This is what I was talking about in the beginning. Sometimes teams will prioritize getting this top keep and just forcing those choices. Good stun. They're just going to walk out here. Junkrat probably positioning, rotating safely, something you always like to see. Even though if he could always use the mine, but it is safer. A lot of lockdown from ZZZ. I will say the tower defense, as it were, from the team of Gazlowe is going to be relatively easy. Q's from a mile away, Junkrat bombs from a mile away.
Yeah, they got the hardcore poke game.
Kook's doing a good job taking all that damage on third one, actually in a Skullcracker pickup as well. Is that Sledgehammer? We got a Sledgehammer as well. What is this build? I like it. I don't know what's going on, but I hope to figure it out. I mean, these guys are good. I mean, if they did it because they know it works for whatever reason. So This is Division A. We got Soap crashing mid. Again, ZZZ just doing a good job catching that Soap. Just kind of all posturing. Greymane versus the Blaze in mid. They're just going to kind of, do the Mexican standoff. Greymane, go ahead rotating down.
Watch for that. There we go, sir.
Super fast. They just back up. Stun going out on the Greymane. He's going to take a little damage. Not too big.
They just keep going hard with that. The noob dive in, follow-up stun from Tyrande, tongue from Dahaka.
You see ZZZ starting to probably going to tap well. They got a tongue out on. Oh, there's the unstoppable. I guess maybe I should try that more on Blaze. Especially against Anubarak going in. Center. Oh, everyone going in on that. Is that the Gaz? Oh, Whitemane. I'm sorry. Followed up by the Blaze. 3 kills? Oh, with the potion. Dang. Again, ZZZ with that huge early game comp. I mean, and the Asmodon, probably a little out of position there.
Just that dive lockdown. It's just...
Yeah. With a team like ZZZ, I'd be screaming at not screaming because I'm a polite and respectful gentleman, but begging my teams like, oh my God, play so safe. Play so safe. That Anubarak gets on you and you're dead. And that burrows from a mile away.
I just feel like, too, that Gaz is just not like fully built to deal with this super dive lockdown comp either. They want to be playing a lot more, I think, kind of a macro game, but...
Now, one of the great things about this map is this is one of the easier maps to come back on, and it's pretty exciting when it does, when you see those low numbers and then you come back for like a reverse sweep type situation. Oop, that was kind of fun to watch. The tongue on the stun so he didn't get out. Greymane picking up the camp here. This is, again, what we talked about, how this map is played, control bot.
I do like the strong aggression, too, now that they have 10, so they're picking up the camp.
Yeah. I don't know if they walked this in. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm sad I missed that. What happened there?
That is very big.
Excuse me. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. That is not the pickup you wanted to happen. Missing Soap.
We
Oh,
missed
no,
that 'cause-
Greymane, no way! Oh, my gosh. Greymane just walks out. That is insane. This team is so on point. I mean, they just line up everything. There's no hesitation. Decision is made, and they just go. Oh, they might get
Yeah,
it.
I feel like
They still don't
they
get it.
pick out the stun target, and then they all just dive in, and then Greymane with that eyes in the dark is just able to
Han's a
dive
little
right
far
back
up.
out.
Stun going out on Tirana. Don't think it's going to matter too much. Reverse stun. A little cheeky. We got Dahaka doing Dahaka things. Getting the Sapper Camp top. Pushing there. Greymane is not going to grab that soak. He's going to go right for the thing. Now, they can continue. I think Gazlowe needs to take this fight. I just don't know if they can win the fight.
I don't think they're even going to be able to. Tower's already taken.
Yeah. You got a wrap on the white main, so these. Ugh. You hate to see Muradin, of all people, go down that fast. Blaze to fall. Oh, Blaze gets out. Very nice. I would like to apologize. Apparently, I misspoke.
You know why we missed that Blaze death earlier? Because no one ever gives the solo lanes any love, so we weren't watching.
Well, yeah, no, I feel you. I feel the pain. I'm the solo main now. Used to be the tank main, but now I'm the lonely guy. I do like the solo lane, though, because it really is a good testament. Like, 1v1 skill. You got to have map awareness to know when to come in, when to rotate, when to communicate, when not to communicate. You got to keep one eyeball pretty much plastered on that map the entire time.
So it looks like chat's very much agreeing with us here with Zed's aggression.
Oh, yeah, they're just nailing it.
It's on point. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's clean. Very clean. Textbook. This is kind of an interesting thing. I mean, scatter arrow. We'll have to remember that. Blaze rotating
I feel like just with Zed, there's no hesitation. You know, they make the call and they just immediately commit on that stun target.
So we're going to push mid. They're going to get bot back up, which is probably a smart call. Dahaka backing up slightly. Blaze on the rotation. I wonder if he's going to... No way! Okay, he's not going to get punished for it. His team was right there. Loses about half his life. No big deal. Stun maybe going out on Tyrande. Nubrak in the back line, followed up by Hanzo arrow. Bunker out, saving the Muradin probably. They need to get Whitemane out of that thing. Really? Oh, not in time! Wow.
I do feel like a well-timed bunker drop here. If, you know, Blaze is near the stun lockdown target, could be game-changing here. But
yeah. One thing I want to point out, as you see ZZZ going to pick up the Sapper Camp for the umpteenth time, it seems like. We got a little skirmish going on here. So Nubrak was picked third. Oh, here they go again. On the Unstoppable goes out. Greymane goes in. I think he's going to walk out. But they got the Whitemane. That was a really good body block from ZZZ. Wow. Oh, my gosh.
Noob Slice has been on point with those tongues.
Yeah. It's a clinic. Greymane going in for some... What is that called? That inting? Is that what that is? Blaze drops the bunker, immediately goes down. They're just kind of putting pressure on them to make sure they're not able... Oh, they're going to get that for it. I thought they already had it. Well, what I was going to say is you see a 15 to 12 level advantage. Even if they get 13, I don't think they're going to get 13 before 16. So they're going to be conceivably on the off-talent tiers for quite a while. And I don't know if Zed, I think this point, is going to have to make a pretty big misstep.
I feel like they're going to have one window between 16 and 20
Yeah,
where they're going to probably have to make their move. Yeah.
Just see Soak grabbing here, playing safe. Yeah, I think Blaze is getting, he's like, nope, I ain't even going to hang out. I'm out. But one thing I did want to say, with the Nubrak third pick on the side of ZZZ, and I didn't catch this at the time, they don't really have a fast way to get somebody out of that they're going to go in!
Oh, the cocoon? Yeah.
Yeah, so that cocoon, there it is. And see how it just stays. I mean, Blaze is not the fastest auto attacker in the world.
See, so right there was a legit bunker drop that was able to shut down that aggression a little bit. But
ooh, just
kind of diving into a fort there.
Yeah, diving into a fort, just so many stuns. And they don't have the
Q on the Greymane?
It's too, yeah. Oh, yeah. Greymane's able to get back out. They're trying to body these sappers in. Hopefully try to change the map. As 13 seconds to it. Oh, no. Oh, no. There's a stun on the other side with a body block. Not going anywhere. They're going to push that in.
Well, looks like Junkrat's going to pick up at least one up here.
Yeah, Junkrat's. Let me get the talents off there now that everybody's seen him. We got Junkrat picking up top left, Gray Man positioning for the right, and the
Oh, he
whole
gets
rest of
shut
the
down
team on
from
the
the
bottom.
owl.
Oh, did he? Are they going to go in?
No, I
Okay,
think it's
they
just
missed
delay.
it. Okay. So it's 29-5. They do have 5 points on the next thing. We'll go check out mid here. So like, oh my gosh. Good bunker. Don't know if it's going to matter. Oh, does he get out?
Oh, no. Great Man's got him.
Of course, that E into an auto attack Q, just that little extra damage sometimes is all it needs.
Man, enjoying this Great Man. It's just, he's got nothing to be afraid of.
No. Yeah, I mean, again, we mentioned it in the draft, kind of a tickle comp is what I usually... Now, if this Asmodon was able to turn on and you start seeing these giant Globe of Annihilations for 1,500 damage apiece, you know, and again, in a Nubarak third pick, and they didn't even pick an auto attacker, and that's tradition. Missed the Dragon Arrow there. Usually the counter to a Nubarak is a strong auto attacker. I love this Cursed Bullet pickup, too, just with that blow-up comp. Of course, I still would never pick it in Hero Leagues. I do not trust my teammates to actually follow up on all the damage. That's got to do everything yourself. Tongue going out on the Blaze. Stun, followed up by the Tirana stun that missed. Stop. Okay, yep. That Unstoppable on that D is pretty darn good.
That was a pretty good juke there by Mikey Frankie on the Blaze. I think he sensed that they were going hard on that blow-up, and he moved just a little bit to his right to avoid the stun.
So now, I like what they did. Oh, they still got 5 points on the board. So if you are Gazlowe, do you burn this fort down so you don't have to get both to not lose? Which
I apologize. I was reading chat really quick. I'm sorry. One more time.
So,
I apologize.
With them getting this fort, it does change the math. ZZZ would actually have to get both here to win. I wonder if they do that. If they just slow roll it. Now, if they decide to slow roll it, they're gonna give Gazlowe a fight at an even talent tier later on. So, wow.
Yeah, I mean, also now boss's
Dragon
win
Arrow goes
condition
down.
right
Oh,
here.
that
So
is
I
true.
mean,
See that Junkrat immediately dead. Murden following. And again, this wrap so long.
I wouldn't be surprised they just burned White Man right here and just immediately go boss.
Yeah, I think this might be game. Do they get cheeky and just get the Asmodon for fun? Tongue going out. Did he go Feeding Frenzy?
New slice.
Oh, he got the tongue! Is it enough? Okay, he doesn't totally end. Okay, so obviously, just like you said, Materium, the boss is the win condition. Blaze is going to posture, not really going to do much. Ooh, Blaze going in, getting cheeky, drops the bunker.
So I'd say very strong first game coming out of ZZZ.
Yeah, they looked clean. This is a very similar comp to what they had played in a Battlefield of Eternity. The last time I cast them for their first match. Let's go ahead and check out some of those match summary scores when they come up. We got a good amount. Look at that soak difference between the Dahak and Asmodon. Yeah, so he played lights out, no kills there. This poor Asmodon just couldn't get anything done. There was just too much time dead. Just lost the early game, and their comp needed desperately to get to the late game.
Absolutely. That's no surprise to see the multiple takedowns from Hanzo and Greyman. I mean, they were just, especially that Greyman. I mean, he had just really Greyman had nothing really to be afraid of. He could dive in, go on its target, and just jump right back out.
The only lockdown was Blaze's his E, which is one of the easier ones to dodge, and usually goes out in the beginning of a fight to start it, and then Murden's Q. Other than that, you're right. And this Hanzo did a ton of damage here. Let's check out the tanks. Murden, my heart goes out. I mean, they didn't have a healer for any of those fights past 10.
Yeah, and like you were saying, they really had no way to quickly burn White Man out of that cocoon.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get this second game set up. Goulet just whispered me, "Are you guys done?" No.
So I feel like. So what was the second map now? What are we going?
We are going. Checking. Get my notes. I always write this down. Somebody's inviting me to party. That's not how this works. I guess I should probably go where they can't see me. They banned Braxis for this one, and we're going to Infernal Shrines.
Okay.
So
I feel like that's probably two ways that Gaz can try to counter this, right? Especially if they're dealing with the same type of blow-up comp, which is basically they could try to match them and go for something that can counter well to it, or they could just go leaning even more into a macro game and just try to not team fight at all. But
You know what, man? I just want to see the Gazlowe.
yeah, I
Like,
think really that's just what I'm
I
pushing.
just want to
I'm like, you
see
know what?
the
Let's just
Gazlowe.
let's just see the gas.
All right, I'm getting these guys back in the game. Did I invite you already? No.
Not yet, no. You
Bear
got a
with
little
me
chant
as
going.
I.
4 more gas. 4 more gas.
Right? I would totally vote for Gaz. I wish I had his like voice quotes on like a little soundboard or something.
God, it's so much easier, like from first time casting, like to paying attention to everything when you're not playing.
Oh my
You can
God,
like
isn't
focus
it?
on the.
I've learned
You can
a
focus on. Yeah.
I've learned a ton watching these games. I feel like my play is getting tighter just watching these teams rotate and especially I'm trying to catch kind of both sides of the spectrum with some of the lower divisions and some of the higher divisions and to be honest I'm
Yeah.
learning both at both sides.
Well, you like to see here, like in a division above us here, where you can see, especially on the side of ZZZ, there you can see just the like where they're like, all right, we're making a decision, and new brackets going in, and then immediately it's just snap decision. Everybody just full lockdown, full blow up. I mean, that's a well timed coordination there.
Uh-oh. Swap team. I think I've got that mostly starting to be correct. Let's change this there, change that there. And team 1. Always ask, please double check me. The last thing I want to do is like start a game and have it be on the wrong map or the picks are set up incorrectly.
So what I really want to see is like that last cast you did. I really want to see a surprise Juice Pirates. That's what I want to see.
Oh yeah, like that Sky Temple game a while back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kept calling it Space Pirates too. I'm surprised no one made fun of me.
I feel like it should be Space Pirates. I mean, they're like flying in the
Is,
medevac there.
And it's Morales that had to turn that on. We have one player restarting the computer, so it'll be just a second here.
I also kind of want to see like the espionage comp I'm talking about, where you just take one team player on each side on the custom maps and swap them.
That's why, yeah. You know what? They need to come up with like some fun game modes like that when you're trying to blow off steam between ranked matches.
Yeah. Like it's just who can run into the towers faster.
Leoric, 75 deaths, no siege, no damage. We all know that Leoric. I think there was actually quite a famous one in some of the higher tiers. And it always kind of blew my mind. It's like, how do you get to the higher tiers if you're not winning at all?
Yeah.
So like, how did he do that much and stay like diamond and stuff in Master? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but so again, Infernal Shrines. I'm sure everybody in the chat knows how this map works. Bunch of little dudes go on a point, kill the dudes, get a big dude. That's in short. What do you like to see on this map?
So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Joanna pick or ban out on this one
High
here.
priority
She's
there.
so super strong on this one. I would, like we were saying, I mean, I think that we're kind of interested in seeing the Gaz on this map just because it's something they play and they're pretty solid with. I know it's a little bit off meta, but it's decent map for him. Good point control. So
And we got a request from the chat pockets helping us out. Yeah, tell Frosty Win. I know this is a delay. I will take care of it. I love Pockets. Pockets is our healer on our team. He's watching the stream, making sure that we don't mess up. Always representing. Shout out to you, my man.
I'm surprised shouldn't he be in the middle of his progression?
Oh, in his raid. Yeah, that's why he had to miss yesterday. Wow, whatever.
The guys at work were trying to get me to go back to WoW today. I just can't do it.
No, I'd much rather play this. Way more fun. So yeah, I'm also Center plays a really good Diablo, so I'm kind of curious to see what the priority is there.
Yeah, I mean Diablo is especially good on this map with all the little nooks and crannies. To be slammed.
Did you happen to catch which healers that Gazlowe likes to play?
Yeah, so I see on the side of Gaz, 1 second. I see, well, so the data was a little bit old than what I was pulling. I mean, it looks like, and they also
only has last round's games, doesn't have any of the games the last.
Yeah, and I also noticed it was Blinky, it was on a lot of Melf before, but it looks like that might have changed a little bit.
I remember that. So. It was a 75% win percentage over what? 5 games, 6 games, something like that?
Yeah, it was solid. I mean, he had a lot
to
of
be like,
games.
whoa.
Yeah.
Now, and the change had already been made when NGS started, right? He had already lost Ice Block at that point, and that was really kind of the thing that made people stop.
Yeah.
I still think he's great. I mean, Entangle is legit. I mean, another stun, or root rather in that case.
So I think something interesting here is that Kitsune is actually very solid on white main. So they had actually given the white main to Gaz on that one and then gone to Ronda. But
Yeah.
Kitsune
What about that
themselves.
Tyrande? What's the priority on her? I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
Tyrande fit into their blow up comp. So my question would be, did they pick Tyrande because of the blow up comp with that extra range stun? Or is she just broken because she's got double cleanse at once? Said it again. Blizzard, listen.
so I feel like Tehran is one of those players or one of those heroes that is if handled by a very skilled player and like in a really skilled team could really like has a large impact on the overall match and game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Oh
sometimes
yeah.
there's certain heroes that if they're like a Medivh, you know what I mean? Someone who if like they're really handled by a skilled player can really just tilt
Oh yeah.
the outcome of everything.
And we all know that Medivh too. That there's only two types of Medivhs. And Medivh, like, why the hell did you pick Medivh? And the Medivh that
Yeah,
completely changes the game, completely makes it
exactly,
unfair.
exactly. But I do feel a little bit way like Gaz is like that too. Not maybe not as an
I've seen some
extreme, but sort
badass
of
Gazes, man.
yeah.
I think you're right. And of course, when I'm trolling unranked modes, I usually go, auto attack build so I can feel like a big awesome mech and in 20 just wreck people. But Grav Bomb is an amazing setup. I mean, imagine like especially on a point control like this, because you get so focused on that mid fight, all of a sudden Gazlowe's there with his engine gunk turrets, drops that grab bomb, and then whatever. I mean, that's a wombo.
Yeah, yeah. So I see in chat, Goulet's asking about ETC or Muradin. Is he asking about if one's going to be picked up? I think maybe or banned out.
I mean, you would tell. I know Center plays. The only three tanks that Center is playing is Johanna, Diablo, and Anubarak. And he's played
Yeah,
Johanna
yeah,
Diablo more than Anubarak, to my knowledge.
yeah, yeah.
We saw the Muradin last game from Gazlowe, and I think he did really well on that third win. It kind of fits into that play style. Again, just that game is kind of. I feel bad for Gaz. I mean, they played mechanically well. Just again, not having a healer past 10. Like, what are you gonna do? I think maybe the draft kind of maybe got out of their control. Maybe they didn't get quite what they wanted, or he maybe even anticipated how impactful and how well ZZZ would pull that off. All right, I'm gonna check on these guys.
Yeah, they're asking about the location on the server.
Are they asking me?
They're just saying it's central.
I think we're supposed to be on Central, are we not?
Yeah, they said this. Oh, yeah, yeah. So I wouldn't mind
I'm on
seeing
Central.
here. I'm kind of interested in seeing because we didn't really see any mages picked in that one, but here might be a good map where we might see a KT or a Jaina or a Gul'dan.
I know maybe shouldn't say this on a cast, but I know our team really enjoys Kael'thas on this map.
Yeah, yeah. That bomb spread on this map.
Oh yeah.
Can be...
Now we are in a lower division than these guys, so at what point does someone learn to not stay in and play? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Is that Division A? Is that Hero tier? Is that Storm tier? When do people stop standing at KT stuff?
I do know DAD usually. I believe it's usually plays a decent amount of KT.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that might be fun to watch. Actually, that was they had like a slower burn comp, but like KT was the one that really did all the damage.
Yeah.
And like the guys.
What was a spat? I forgot already. But what was DAD on last map? Was he on the junk?
I don't remember. I should have written it down, but I didn't. Maybe somebody in chat can help us out.
In 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes, yeah. I hate the delay, but what are you gonna do? Again, we are waiting on one player. He's having some computer trouble. Both teams being super patient and good sportsmanship, being apologetic, that kind of thing. So
yeah, they're having a fun time here.
Yeah, I tell you what,
I think it's important. It's like I find that this has really reinvigorated my love for this game. Really,
absolutely. Because I mean, NGS. I mean, me too. Nexus Gaming Series has been a wonderful experience because you spend so much time playing Team League, not always in a 5-stack. You end up playing Hero League, and I won't even talk about Quick Match because no one should ever be playing Quick Match. Don't get me started on that. If you want to practice being not in a normal way, you're actually practicing the game in a way that's not meant to be played, consequently making you worse. But I will get off that soapbox before I go any further. Anyway, but the toxicity, I mean, and everybody wants to win, so tempers flare, and everyone thinks they know what the right thing is. So I mean, it's 5 people that don't know each other. Sometimes, it's kind of a recipe for.
Mm-hmm.
But coming in, playing on a team, playing in a division in an overall league structure that with a bunch of like-minded people, I have never had more fun playing this game than I am right now. I'm actually sad that we're in like season 5 and I missed 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do need to interject though. Quick match definitely has its place, which
Oh,
is like
don't stop it. Don't even
drunk,
say that. Don't tell the people that.
drunk hot night is
Okay, fair enough.
definitely
All right.
quick match place.
He's not wrong. Murky, Abathur, Gazlowe, Asmodon, and Improbius. That's what you gotta do.
That hatted Murky is scary. Man.
Oh, that we
People
played
don't
last
think so,
night,
but-
or that you guys did last night? Yeah.
Yeah.
While I was whining, complaining, being rotated on the mouth. Yeah, I was such a whiny butt last night.
I think we need to switch it up there.
Who's we switching?
They're playing the espionage comp where they have one player
Swap
switch.
Draco and Cass. Gotcha. Does that look good? We are ready from ZZZ. We got a holding my breath in it. What? Give us our Draco. These guys are crap. I'm sorry to get distracted for a second, but I wish I could screenshot these things.
Yeah,
I can't.
These guys are cool.
I'm still just waiting on a go ahead from Gazlowe's team. Gaz, we good? We good, Mang? Super curious to see how this draft turns out. And I wonder if you see a respect band for Nubrak or Tirana.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, especially the Tyrant. Yeah.
Even the Greymane. I mean, but maybe
Well, the Greymane,
there's
I
other
feel-
characters. You just get Genji or something. But
I feel like the Greymane, he was so built around the Anub and the Tyrande. I'm gonna see how many different ways I can pronounce Tyrande and Kitsune. So. See how many people I can annoy.
Throw Urel in there, or Urel, or Urel, or
yeah.
I don't
Just
know.
waiting for.
Space Goat.
I'm gonna get some emails. Actually,
I know, right? The hate mails. It should be fun, and we will respond to all of them
all right.
with memes only. Diablo.
Who's on the left here? Is this Gaz?
Gaz is on the left.
Okay.
And respect ban. I mean, Diablo's great on this map. A lot of walls to wall bang people into, and again, ZZZ has shown themselves to be an aggressive team. So I like that ban. It's solid. Pretty solid. Actually, and I will say this. I was looking at this. Oh, Johanna. There you go.
Another Johanna ban, yeah.
The tank game continues. We saw the bans kind of go back and forth with the solo laners last game, but now they're kind of doing the dance of the tanks.
So with the Diablo and the Johanna ban, I wouldn't be surprised with the Anubarak being picked up again.
Yeah. And you will have first pick over to Gazlowe, so they could maybe pick up the Muradin, or they do go with the Genji. They go with the Genji.
I believe they banned no Genji last game too, correct?
They did indeed. Super curious. Do you plan the stream probably raging? Where's the new band? They're saying that in chat. And yes, we were curious about the Leoric again. They just do not want to see that Leoric again. And kind of a weird band, but we saw that in the stats, didn't we, Materium?
We did, yeah.
Gazlowe.
Especially if you get that Leo Gaz wombo, maybe a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Curious here. What do they prioritize? What do they absolutely think they must 100% have? I mean, besides Gazlowe. Do they go with the Asmodon's open? Urel's open. They go with an off-meta Falstad. I mean, he's not totally off-meta. Falstad always has a place. But a Falstad
it's
first
global,
pick.
but it's not really a super. I mean, it's a decently wanted global map, but
Yeah, and it is a pretty decent sized map. I think Cursed Hollow is the only one that's bigger. Of course, Volskaya and Warhead, but we don't play Warhead.
yeah, I mean, it is nice we can get that off lane soak and then the fly in.
Yeah, usually see a Dahaka in that role. There's the Muradin.
got
I think that.
Muradin.
Okay. Center.
So
and
Sonya is
slice
the other
picks.
one that you see a lot of out of
Interesting.
their solo there. Noob. Outside of Urel, I see a lot of Sonya play too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Urel was up. It was up. He chose purposely Sonya over Urel.
I feel like this is a very strong Sonya map too, though, just with those shrines being able to.
And the Muradin, so there's no Skullcracker to stop spin to win. And Arthas will stop the auto attacks, but won't stop the spin to win with the root. And the Falstad is actually a decent pick. You do see a lot of Dahaka picked on this map. I'm curious to know whether or not Gaz actually has a Dahaka player. Maybe that was the reason for Falstad over that. But again, such a high priority pick. Joe, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Alex
They felt
Strauss was
it.
great. Yeah.
They felt it
And
coming.
there was the Tychus band. Who knows? Maybe he was just
Yeah.
ready to hit that button.
Yeah.
That would have been a relatively good choke all comp. Of course, every Division B East team banned. There's a
Oh, here we
Taronda
go with the
again.
Tron again.
Again, I'm telling you, man, she's gonna be first pick, first ban once people get a clue.
Yeah, it's just a little bit surprised actually that we didn't see the ban out with that, just because it was so
How brutal
dominant.
it was. And she puts out a good amount of healing if she's not threatened. They took the Junkrat. And they actually do have a solid Junkrat player on ZZZ. I can't remember who plays it off the top of my head, but where do they go here? They need.
I think
What do you
that's
think they
usually.
need here?
I think it's Dracon usually that's playing the Junkrat, or was before.
So they have the Arthaslow. So Medivh, what is going on? I'd love to see.
That's one of those meta-changing characters we were just talking about.
Fun comp. Worried about their team fight.
Gazlowe.
ETC, yeah. So you put Arthas maybe as a solo, or maybe you put Arthas ETC. Man, I don't know. Infernal Shrines, maybe it's a 1-3-1.
You think an ETC probably is going to be on the stage dive in this one? Probably too, right?
Yeah, with the Taronda and the W.
That's the mage we were talking about.
Yeah, SKT, we love and Junkrat. Great poke on this map too. I mean, you can just get close, back out, and let Junkrat do the rest. I demand a redraft. That's funny.
So, again, you just see a lot more damage, I feel like, coming out on the ZZZ side here.
Yeah, and I do feel that ZZ is playing a little bit less aggressive, but it's still pretty aggressive. That Junkrat could put out some burst when the need calls for it. Of course, KT's KT. We'll see if Division A is where people learn how to stay out of stuff.
Yeah, you're definitely not seeing as much as the blow up cough, but even still, with that Bird and Taronda together, it just be really nasty when you get that QE follow up right there.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how they do the lanes over on the side of Gazlowe. Maybe this is something they've played. We did notice in their matches that they do kind of play strategies that are a little bit off the beaten path, and their win percentage is super high. This is two of the best. We should have mentioned that earlier. It's two of the best teams.
Yeah,
definitely in the top. Very high win percentage, something like 87%, like 75%. It's pretty legit. So again, like normally I'd look at this draft and go, what are these idiots? But they're good players with a high win percentage. So there's obviously something that I'm not understanding about how this is played. My guess.
Oh yeah, they're highly, they've practiced and they've thought about this and talked about what they're doing here, and
they're winning a ton.
Yeah, I do kind of like the idea of a little bit of them on Gaz's side, just because of that first match being like, okay, what's a different type of strat we can come up with here?
Yeah, and I guarantee this is not something ZZZ has come up against. So how do you play this? I mean, do you have stage dive on the ETC, put him in another lane? Do they do a 1-3-1 with? I have no idea. But if they put Falstad in a lane by himself, then all they have is Medivh for damage, and then they're just not going to fight in the beginning part of the game. I don't know. We did have a request from one of the people
for Ana play.
No, oh, I'm sorry. Let me get through this first bit. We have Mighty Frankie on Falstad. We have Blinky on Alexstrasza. Kooks on ETC. Love that skin. DD Minion on Arthas. And a Flying Bird is Medivh.
Okay, on the other side, we have Sentner on Muradin. We have Enjoy on the KT. We have Noob Slice on Sonya. We have Kitsune on the Taronda again. And then we have finally Draconax on the Junkrat.
Time to spray. Are they going to do a respect spray in the middle? They're so funny.
I believe we saw Enjoy not fully following the rules there and dropping his debut on the...
All right. We got Sonya going to the top lane.
Yeah,
see, look, they passed the living bomb. So apparently it's not Division A.
I'd like to see a little bit of a rotate down here
that's
bottom.
A lot of damage. Great protect from Medivh.
Looks like Gaz might be losing a wave of soak again.
They did this exact same thing last game.
Yeah, and you see KT coming down to try to slow down the rotate.
They will go ahead and get that soak, no problem. I don't think they missed any minions there. Going back up top. They did decide to put Falstad in that lane, with Flight. One thing I want to point out, I'm sorry, real quick, is that this is where the objective spawns. I would think that you'd want your global character a little further away from where that first objective is going to spawn. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do indeed.
Ooh, they're going in on the Medivh. Extraordinarily difficult character to play when they know what they're doing. They're passing the bombs.
Well, I especially like this KT into the Alex Straza. I mean, we've used that before. We like that a lot, where you're dropping the flame strikes and the bombs right on top of everybody as they're stacking.
Yeah, it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation, you know? You need the heal, but if you go in the heal, you're not really going to get the heal. Let's take a look at the pickups. We do see Mana Addict. That was the one I had a question on. Storm build on the Murden. Little extra DPS there. Everything else is pretty normal. Portal Mastery, which is an amazing talent if used properly. You do see auto attack build on the Falstad, and Arthas is on the Frost Root build.
Notice Murden. Notice Murden there, where not going third win. He's going with the Q build. Or going with the Q
extra
quest.
deeps.
Well, I do feel like they lose the Dahaka tongue there, but they still have the Q and then the trying to stun, and then also the Grav Laps to continue with that kind of blow up stun comp.
So again, you see great rotations coming out from ZZZ. The Murden really far forward, given all the space they need for the rest of his team to rotate. Gazlowe's team's clearing up mid. I wonder if you see any prior. And this is what I'm talking about. Like Falstad could have been
he's
down
not
in this
really
bottom lane.
getting an extra value just being down there, and then he can Z up.
Yeah. And man, I know traditionally you do go bot mid on the rotations here simply because it's a shorter distance. Maybe it's still what you do. I'm not sure.
I like this. I like this pickup here from ZZZ. Get a little bit of pressure on the bottom lane just before the start of the objective.
Absolutely. And Medivh is not known for his wave clear. No siree. You do see the top camp picked up by Gazlowe's team. Of course, that again is going in the lane where everyone's going to be. So I don't know how much value that will get.
Yeah, you know, it's a little bit stronger of a camp, but yeah, it's coming on right through where the objective's going to be.
See a slight level disadvantage, and I do apologize, chat. I know somebody had asked for me to move the overlay. Unfortunately, it's just too hard to do in the middle of the game like this because I have to move like 5 or 6 different things. We will try to keep you updated. It's level 6, both are relatively easy. A slide from ETC, trying to body block. Don't pass the bomb. Good man. Spin to win. Whew.
Dragon out.
Damage.
There's definitely an early dragon on the shrine here.
Yeah, they need to get some value at it. Nice little skirmish. KT still doing K things, opting to use his spheres on making the Q bigger. Make sure he doesn't miss. Stun going out of Medivh into a Q. Protect a little late. Again, the whole time. Not on the wall yet, but it's getting there.
So now you see we still have the bottom pushing and still alive, and now we have the dragon down.
Stun.
So it's a pretty good situation, I think, already for Zed.
Zed. That's a lot of bodies in front of that Arthas. Arthas is surprisingly difficult to kill. Good portal. ETC going down. And again, so this is kind of worst case scenario for Gazlowe. They're going to be behind in the shrine, and they still have that bot. It's not really getting a whole lot done. I mean, I guess it's not too bad. You do see them start to rotate. I like this.
Yeah, I'd really like to see the Falstad being the one that's splitting off laning.
Yeah.
Now he's flying Z and down. I would kind of would have liked to have seen him walk off to soak and then be able to Z back up.
DD, respect on your Frostworm skin there. I'm really digging it.
I don't think we paid enough attention to their mount synergy. I didn't really notice if they had any going on.
I didn't know. It didn't stand out to me, which means they probably haven't done it. Medivh making sure he gets that soak there with ETC here. Punisher is picked up by ZZZ. Punisher usually doesn't do a whole lot. This first one is on they baited over the wall, which is always
I agree with you there, but they do have 2 heroes not on defense right now, so it might be get a decent amount of push.
My guess is front wall, fountain, which tell me about fountain priority, which I do not see enough of.
Yeah, it's definitely huge, especially at a fight like this with the Infernal Shrines, especially when you see like quite often you have that initial fight and then both teams kind of reset, and having that fountain there to be able to reset back to is pretty huge.
Ooh, they might go on this Arthas. This Arthas is maybe die? Pretty sure he's going to die. And a great stun. Medivh portal a little too late. A little worried about this soak downstairs I'm going to start calling this the downstairs. Chat, you do see a full level lead from Zed. Just about a full level lead, who's now going down to that bottom camp.
Is that like a bug, or is that just a thing with the overlay that you have to...
I haven't quite figured out the NGS. Like, I watch some of the other guys' streams. Some of them do cover up what I've covered up. Some of them don't. I think I actually have my overlay slightly pushed up too far. which is
I see what you're talking about now with the best of two showing up. I mean, you can still kind of see it, but you can't see the total. Like, you can't see the bar. I get
yeah.
you.
So we're gonna, I just started doing this, and we're gonna try. My goal is what 3 things can I do better next stream. So that is definitely something we'll take a look at for sure for the next one. We do see on the side of ZZZ, the level 10s have been picked up. We see Wrath of the Berserker on the Sonya, Riptire on Junkrat, Phoenix on the KT. Feldroth would be so sad. Shadowstalk on Tyrande, and Avatar on Murden. Pretty standard.
I would like to see
pickups.
that being a little bit aggressive here on 10.
Yeah, let's check out what they're doing downstairs. Medivh portal, just doing Medivh things. So if you don't, like, not you, Batarian, but if anybody watching doesn't know how Medivh's portal works when he picks that level 1 talent, he can actually set the portal as a bird. Ooh, this might be actually, oh, nope, Gust used there. Very fast pickup from that Falstad to get that Gust. They had just got 10. You still see ZZZ positioning. I think they're setting up a party bush. Real quick, you got Syndragosa on Arthas, Lifebinder on Alexstrasza. We already saw the Gust. We did get the stage dive on ETC and the ley line on the Medivh. We see a skirmish breaking out, just kind of poking. We see a full commitment from Gazlowe's team. They're going in. Junkrat taking a lot of damage. The Falstad kind of trying to hopefully secure that kill. Don't know. Yep.
Murden's all over the back line.
Murden's zoning everybody out. The Falstad does get away. ETC's trying to make some space. Murden is positioning for the Falstad, who uses flight to get on out of there, and ETC.
So I kind of like the genesis of that fight, because I feel like ZZZ had KT sitting up in the lane alone, and they were kind of trying to bait him out a little bit, and they had the rest of the team sitting in a party bush ready to rotate.
Yeah. Played a little chess right there. That's something you don't see in the lower tiers, and it's something you don't necessarily see, especially in solo queue and things like that. And that's why team play is just so much better, because you can Medivh taking a lot of damage going down. Again, great focus from a team of ZZZ.
See what we're talking about, that QE follow-up there.
Just grabbing the soak mid here. Falstad's up here clearing bruisers. We see a rotation down the mid. I wonder if they're going to go to their camp and get that pushing before they commit. You see ZZZ getting the camp over here. Pretty standard plays coming out from both teams prior to this Shrine phase. Which, is that an Arcane? That looks like an Arcane.
This Bruiser camp coming out, if ZZZ gets this, it's going to be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, especially since they not even started to contest the Shrine. You already see 27 picked up. Noob Slice just spinning to win in there. You do see Leyline goes out. Only 1 hit. Murden. Not a lot done there. Medivh taking a lot of damage. Stage dive going out in the back line. I think he's going to go with that Junkrat, maybe. Nope, he can't commit too close to the gate. Syndragosa going out. They got 4 with that one. That's good. Lifebinder going out on the ETC to keep him up. That is a busy get up. Oh, it stays alive. Good Riptire from the Junkrat. Flight to disengage.
Pretty solid Gust there for the disengage. Seems like Gaz really likes this ley line and then stage dive in Dragon.
I almost would have loved to have seen the Deckard and then a different healer and a different character altogether on Medivh. See a lot of pressure going on the Medivh. Sony just doing Sony things. Frost going out. A lot of damage there. I think Mana Addict popped. Relatively long cooldown, but I don't think it's going to matter. Arcane Punisher is picked up. Falstad goes to clear that Bruiser camp that did get fort. Experience levels are 13, about a quarter into 13, and just got 12 on the side of Gazlowe. Stun going out. That is going to be a dead Medivh.
Medivh, I mean.
Oh! I guess that's probably an auto attack that followed him from portal to portal. It's interesting how sometimes the animation works. The Arcane Punisher is beating up that mid fort. Pretty safe play. We do have a talent tier advantage for ZZZ.
It's really the problem against this team. ZZZ, you get stunned or rooted for a split second, and then it's just they follow up so hard.
I mean, even just right there on Deity, you got jumped on the Punisher, followed up by the Tyrande stun, and tons of damage coming out. Lifebinder had to be popped to keep him up. Good Lifebinder.
I feel like if I'm playing against these guys, especially after what we've seen in the past match and a half, you're basically telling your team just be as careful as possible. Do not get caught out.
And Medivh scouting here. He will scout out the party bush. Yeah, I'm curious. Or do you like the other option is to match him aggression for aggression and see just turn it into a bloody brawler?
I feel like that's what we were talking about at the beginning, where there's kind of like two ways you can go with it, right? Where you can
Yeah.
either try to out macro them against their aggression, or you can just try to, punch them right back in the face.
Yeah. Medivh scouting out another party bush. Center with a Stormbolt on the Alexstrasza. She's just going to walk out. This Arthas is maybe gets out if he can get to the stage dive. Went in to give him some time. He did get into the portal. Full commit. Riptire just falls. Lifebinder out on the Arthas. And another disengage from the Gust. The only problem is that ETC still in. Takes a stun at Q and a trip to the meat farm. Oh my god, I did a pun. Look at me, I did a pun. That's my first one. I'm so happy. Haloran would be so pleased. Kitsune taking a lot of
counter
damage.
kill there on Tyrande.
That's going to be a dead Arthas. And they passed the bomb to Falstad. All right, so we can't yell at our team anymore for passing bombs because these guys are Division A and they're better than us, and they're doing it just like we do it. So we do have that siege camp pushing mid. It's got a way to go before it gets any true value besides pushing in that lane.
I feel like this just kind of goes back to the draft though with dead Medivh, where I feel like Gaz just doesn't have the damage. They just don't have the.
Yeah, I mean, I get what they're trying to do. They're just trying to set up some kind of funky, slow, hopefully maybe blow someone up kind of thing, or get some separation from the Medivh and then blow up the rest. That's probably what they're doing. Medivh, ley lines half of them, stage dive on the other half, and then hopefully they can get the kill. Oh, he scouted out the camp.
So that's definitely what they're going for, but what seems to be happening is the ley line, and then ETC will stage dive in, and then he'll just be caught out way too far, separated from the rest of his team, and he's just getting blown up.
Absolutely. They're just going to be... Oh, they're going to go in on that ETC. There's no camp. Stormbolt goes out. The portal goes out. I think he's going to be all right. I do like that Sony positioning, kind of backing everybody out and anticipating where the portal is. Ley line goes out. Do we see the stage dive? We don't. Okay, Sendragosa, they're committing.
Oh, Gust to separate.
Yeah, good work. It just, again, I think like you said, they just don't have the damage. And they just, you see the health bars of ZZZ, they're just high. And they did take that fight at Talent Tier down. Poor Medivh, unfortunately, has not been able to get his quest done, which, I mean, I play every character a lot. I'm like level 2500, but not having your Arcane Rift done, probably around level 11 to 13 is probably the latest you want to get it done, is a significant drop in DPS. Still have this camp. They're starting to work on that fort a little bit. Well,
I feel like it's just the same situation here where Drake and X and Joy just don't have anything they really need to be afraid of. They're able to just kind of light up from the back line.
I agree. It's again probably another draft, but then really the only person who's got any sort of clear is Falstad. Now Falstad did go boomerang, so I think they were aware of their wave player situation, so they did try to do what they could. Alexstrasza is not terrible. She still is kind of slow as well. Against a Junkrat and a Kael'thas for wave player, you see a lot of stuns going out on the...
Looks like chat appreciated your pun, by the way.
Oh, did they? Yeah! Nailed the pun! Got to make a burger joke, finally. See Sonya just solo getting the Frost Punisher here. Spin to win. Spin to win.
If Gaz isn't careful here, this could be game, I feel like.
I'm curious to see. They've been really good on the follow-up from the Punisher stun. I wonder if they anticipate that. Maybe let Medivh with the W or just W. There's a stun again. They did the exact same thing.
Immediate. Oh, that's very good Gust for the disengage there.
Yeah, they needed to do that. That Medivh was... I give him 70 or 80-20. Burden being aggressive, trying to get on the Alexstrasza. Leyline goes out, whiffs. Sendragosa goes out. They're on the Arthas. Lifebinder is going to keep Arthas up. ETC taking a lot of damage. They're going to walk out. They might just get the keep here. KT's going to light that up. Yep. Whew.
Oh, ETC's in trouble.
Yep, he is. That's a dead cow. Going to McDonald's. Did another one! I'm terrible.
I think especially with the Sonya here on the core, I think this might be game.
This is I mean, the Gust is down. Maybe. Oh, yep, there's the... Oh, wow. This is definitely going to be a 2-0 in favor in ZZZ. I just think the draft, I just don't think it's just one of those things. Like, when you draft, the goal is to make it an even fight or beat him in the draft. And I just, again.
Yeah, I feel like Heroes, I definitely want to give credit to Gaz. I feel like technically in like like Twitch mechanics and stuff, they're on point. I think it was just really a draft issue here. I think they
Yeah,
just really weren't able to properly counter that blow up comps that ZZZ was going for.
I would agree. Let's go into the match summary here. Hopefully that pops up super quick. Take a look at these stats. Look at the kills. I mean, just 13-1. I
Yeah, I
mean,
feel like last game was 22-0, right? So it looks like one
yeah.
kill,
So we
one
can
death.
always give Kitsune some trouble
I
and
was just
tell her
gonna
she's a
say,
hater.
I hope they're giving Kasuna a hard time right now for
Yelling at
feeding.
her. So again, just the KT into the Alexstrasza. I mean, that's just I would have loved to. I liked what they were trying to do, but maybe if this Alexstrasza was deckard with the sleep alt, maybe kind of would have done maybe the same thing, and they would have freed up. That would have been an Alexstrasza and a KT, and then they would have had the same kind of. They still could have gone the Medivh, even though you didn't. You don't need to at that point. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And that
So looking
Falstad
at
first pick priority, I'm like, I mean, he played well. I mean, look at these stats. Didn't die. Good soak.
the chat, I think really it's more so this was just really more a function of the ZZZ just really like knowing their plan, knowing how they were going to
Just
commit,
executing.
and just executing exactly. I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of teams you're going to look pretty steamrolled against that type of dive comp where they really, they're technically sound. They really know exactly what they want to do, and they all you can just feel it where they're all just committing immediately. You could
Right.
tell that the shot caller is making the call, and they're all just executing right away.
Yeah, and they like that particular play style. They just go in. They want to fight, and they're going to end it. And that's kind of so. Like again, I'm the drafter, right, for our team. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, I'm going up against ZZZ. What do I do?
Yeah,
How do I beat that aggression? And then also another thing to point out about ZZZ versus a lot of teams in that division is the hero pool played is relatively low. I think it's 19, maybe 20
yeah,
now that we saw the Muradin from center.
yeah.
So they play their comfort picks, and again, sometimes just being on the character you play all the time can be the difference. And I actually didn't catch heroes played on. Unfortunately, I had a meeting right before the cast, and I wasn't able to do quite as much research as I usually do. So what do you do? Materium opinion. What do you do as I look for to find noob
I feel like
slice?
we were saying, I think there's two ways you can really handle it. You can just be like, all right, they're gonna be hardcore aggressive. They're gonna be looking for team fights. They're gonna be looking for dives. So do we want to, depending on the map, play like a lot more of a game, like kind of like when when we faced one team where they went with the Samuro and they basically just went like, we're gonna avoid fights as much as we can. We're basically gonna be trying to just dominate the map.
Yeah.
I think that was probably one way to do it, or you can just deal with some type of comp that can deal well with, be able to deal well with getting out of stuns, be able to counter
The
punch
old
back.
Tyrael Greymane Sank or something.
Yeah.
Goulet just invited. I'm waiting. We actually just sent a message out to Noob Slice to see if somebody on the team wanted to do an interview. And apparently my team is foaming at the mouth wanting to play. I just got 2 invites in 2 seconds.
I think we need to go scrim against some ZZZ as much as possible.
Yeah, learn something. But again, hats out. Both of these teams are extraordinarily good. I know we're kind of focusing on ZZZ just because their play here was just really, to be honest, just kind of dominant. But what stats I did catch from Gaz, they play some fun comps. I'm really sad I didn't get to see the Gazlowe.
Yeah, me too.
Like, oh my gosh, like so
I think
close.
it's important to note. I think it's important to note that we're really just trying to emphasize just like the way that we feel like ZZZ was just like able to execute exactly what their plan was and what they saw.
Just clean.
You know what I mean? It's more just about that more than just about anybody that they were facing.
He says, sure. All right, so Materium,
Mm-hmm.
come with me over to the NGS, and we're just gonna go get in a random lobby, and we're gonna pull Noob Slice in. So
okay, I'll just watch where you're going, and then I'll jump in.
Sounds good. All right, I'm gonna hop over here. We're gonna lose Materium though, I think, for a second.
Yeah.
It's all right. Let's go to lobby 1 because we're special. We are super special.
I think you just lose camera on me, right? But that's fine. No.
Yeah, I'll just bring you back real quick. Bring you back. Okay, we're in lobby 1. Come on in. Bring a Materium back there. Good old technology. And again, I will fix that that overlay. I do apologize about that. Actually, I think it was correct, and I may have just misclicked it trying to do something else. And so we'll get that. Materium, you can still hear us, right? Oh, did we lose them altogether?
Well, I jumped into the
Oh, you're there.
lobby with you, and then
Oh,
you
do we move over
left the
here?
lobby.
Okay. Maybe we just lose you then.
That's
Da-da-da-da.
fine.
All right, we're here. I noob's on the way. I guess I can put up my evil Morty again. Let's do that. Ah, evil Morty. Love it. You're evil
Hello?
Morty now.
Yeah, I'm in here now. You just lose me on the video. That's fine.
Gotcha. So Noob Slice, what's up, man?
Hello. Not much. How about you?
Well, I'm well. I just watched, a couple of games of Heroes. It was super fun. Got to watch some pretty aggressive play style, man. Like, is this your jam? Is this your team's jam?
It seems to be our jam. I think at the start of the season we weren't too sure like what sort of comps we'd run, what sort of play style we'd have, but turns out diving heroes is pretty fun. So
Yeah, it seems that way.
so that's what we like to do. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I watched your last two games that you played too, and you guys played a similar play style there, and it just you go in. Another a great Anubrak play from center.
Yeah. Yeah.
Question for you: the second game in Frontal Shrines, just for my own benefit, Sonya over Urel or Ural or Space Goat, or whatever her name is. You don't usually see that. Urel is one of the most banned picks in the entire NGS. Is it a comfort pick for you, the Sonya over the Urel?
I mean, it 100% is. Like, I love Sonya. And Urel, like, I don't know, she's good, but I think she's only really good at, like, HGC level games. Like, I don't know. I feel like people don't really get enough value out of her here. And, like, the armor is really good, and the peel is really good. But on a map like Shrines, like, Sonya is great for clearing the little skeletons or whatever.
Sure.
So, like with Sonya, we just leave me on the point, and like the team can go push or get camps or whatever.
Right.
If we're not fighting over it, but yeah, and like if we're fighting on the point, she can heal off the minions as well. So
yeah, spend away.
Like, I really like her on that map in particular.
So since the rework on Sonya, do you like pre-rework Sonya or the Sonya now?
I mean, I like them all.
Fair enough. So super
Yeah.
comfort pick. You're just
I
in
was-
no matter what. Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of salty when they changed her, but
Yeah, I play a lot of
I
solo
still
laners
love her.
myself, and I haven't quite. I'm gonna have to go back and watch your game and just kind of see how you did it. I'm been struggling on Sonya since the rework, and I kind of gave her up for a little bit, but you've inspired me to go back.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad.
Immediately gonna play a Sonya game after we wrap up here. But so tell me about that first game. Just kind of what were your thoughts going into the draft, and then then what your thoughts on their draft were. Of course, this was the Towers of Doom game.
Yeah, I mean, they picked towers, so we had first pick, and I don't know, like I've spent a lot of time watching streams with Deity Minion from their team, so
Sure.
like I kind of had an idea of what he would ban. So we were like, oh, he's gonna ban Diab, because Sentner,
Right.
he plays a bit of Diab and Genji.
Right.
I figured those
Little
would be
bit.
their bans. And so we took out Joe and Leo because they've picked those a lot and seem to do really well with them.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's one thing we had to explain, because like the Leo ban, you never see a Leo ban ever.
Yeah, yeah.
And you did
Yeah,
it twice in a row.
I figured that was like a comfort pick for their solo laner. So just taking that out of the mix, and we had just watched them actually play another series against Doki Doki, and the Leo was getting some pretty sick tunes. So we were like, let's just not deal with that and
Sure.
take him out of the mix. Yeah.
Like Materia and I were talking about, like the dream was like Entomb Grav Bomb, because they play Gazlowe too.
Yeah.
And I was dancing for a Gaz every single time. I was kind of upset I didn't get to see it. I mean, I saw their name, and then I was like, no way, they're just trolling. And then I go into their stats, and they have, I think 4 or 5 games played at 50%, and nothing to sniff at.
Yeah, we left it out for them,
You did. Your guys'
we were
chat
kind of
was
scared
hilarious.
of it, honestly, but
We were rooted for it pretty hard, to be honest. We
Yeah.
really wanted to see it. So.
And Gazlowe is one of those characters that normally it's a meme pick, but every once in a while you get a Gazlowe. It's like level 500 Gazlowe. It's all he ever plays, and he just wins the whole game by himself.
yeah. And I think their whole team has like Gazlowe portraits, so I was like, do we really not want to ban this? I just kind of terrifying.
So I actually didn't know the portrait had that much to do with bans. So Materium, we're going Cho'Gall portraits.
Yeah.
The whole team. Remind me.
Yeah.
So going into that second game, this is last question I'll have, and I'll toss you over to Materium. The Gaz's draft. in there. Did you know immediately what they were trying to do, or were you like, what were your thoughts as you saw those picks come out?
um, I don't know. I wasn't too sure about their draft. I think we were just drafting for ourselves mostly,
Sure.
rather than trying to counterpick what they were picking. But I mean, I noticed right away, like there wasn't a lot of damage with the Falstad. So I was like, I'm just gonna pick Sonya. And then I don't know, their comp didn't really seem to have a lot of hard CC for Sonya. I feel
Right.
like that's something. I mean, I know I'm not the only person on the team as Sonya, but from my perspective, I thought they could have got
Well,
a lot
sure.
more CC. And
Yeah,
and their damage was a little lacking. So I thought they'd pick up some more damage somewhere.
yeah. The Medivh pick kind of shocked us a little bit. I mean, that's when it like we figured it was like a ley line seal like
Hmm.
separation type thing, and then the ETC on stage dive, and we kind of had the same thoughts. But and I actually really liked Center's pickup on the Muradin there to keep the Muradin out of the hands of the other team, so he couldn't even Skullcracker you because he had picked Skullcracker the first game.
Yeah,
So and that's
yeah,
never
for
fun
sure.
when you're spinning to win. So I'm gonna toss you over to Materium. Materium, what do you got?
I mean, you guys covered most everything. I mean, I guess the only thing I really wanted to bring up was like just how it seemed like, especially in that first game when the Tyrande, and well, I guess in the second game too, and then when the Gray Main and the where you had Dahaka in the first one, and then you had Bird in there in the second, where it's basically just like, I mean, you guys looks like you're just making the call. You're deciding who the person's going to get who's going to get stunned, and then basically you guys are all just committing
Yeah,
immediately on that hero.
Just clean.
yeah.
It was just
Well,
super clean.
yeah, we like to go with heavy CC teams because we can just go in on them. And I mean, once we hit 10 in the Towers game, we had Hanzo arrow, so we could even do it like from a ways.
Mhm.
And Draco would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna arrow," and then I'd use my Zed to get into the bushes and gank as well. So
Yeah, your Dahaka play
worked
was
out
on
pretty
point
well.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that map was super. Tell me about Tyrande. Like, I'm a huge Tyrande fan to a point where I think she's getting to a point where she might be a little broken. I mean, she's got double cleanse at 1. So, what's your thoughts on her as people kind of figure out her rework?
Yeah, I think she's pretty strong right now. I mean, the main reason we pick her is that,
Stun.
yeah, Kitsune, our support player, says she's going to quit the team if we don't let her play.
I believe her saying that actually.
Yeah, she really enjoys the hero, and I think she's super stoked that Tyrande is in the meta again. Like she's actually a top tier support,
Yeah.
and I mean she complements the heavy CC comp as well with her. She has her stun and her D is really effective.
Right. Yeah. You just blow up, and also the Greymane Curse Bullet pickup just kind of goes. You just delete. Just you're gone.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so
Really good against tanky team.
Noob Slice, shout outs, my man.
First, shout out to you guys. You streamed us on Monday, and now you're streaming us again, which is
Yeah,
awesome.
he loves you guys. Elijah loves you guys.
I
so,
do.
you know, so.
Yeah.
You guys had mentioned playing tonight, and I had a meeting, and fortunately that meeting wrapped up a little early, so I didn't get to do a ton of research, and kind of had to run in real quick, but I was glad to be able to do it. And your time slot was perfect because if it had been half an hour earlier, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So
Yeah. I also want to shout out my team.
sure.
You guys are great. I want to shout out first pick Gazlowe GG for fun series. They're super cool guys as well.
Yeah, the chat was amazing.
Yeah, it looks like you guys are having a lot of fun.
Shout out to chat.
Yeah.
What should I ask them to spam?
Whatever you want, man. Spin to win. Hashtag spin to win. There you go.
How about a kappa? Kappa in the
You
chat.
can do a kappa. Yeah, this is Twitch, Ron. I mean, you pretty much always have to kappa.
I always
right?
wanted to do that. Yeah.
Are you gonna drink a monster like was not Schwimpy, but a Quacknix used to do back in the day? He always used to sit here like this. I know you guys can't see it, but they can see it in stream. But anyway, man, congratulations on your game. I'm sure I'll bump into you guys in the future. I really enjoy watching you guys. I learn a lot from you guys when you guys play. So yeah, congrats, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, have a good one.
See you guys later. Yeah,
Congrats, guys. Great job.
Yep, thanks.
So Materium, final thoughts.
I just think I'm just really very impressed with the ZZZ there. And it's interesting after we talked to them too, it's very clear like they were going specifically for what we were talking about, which is just, find hero, delete hero, basically, just hard CC. Yeah, exactly. Just hard CC. And like they kind of mentioned some of the same things we did, especially in that second map there, where you're saying like how Falstad and like the Medivh picks, they were a little bit light on damage. They felt like, I think we kind of
Yeah.
felt the same things, and I would have liked to have seen them like either commit to more of okay, we're just going to completely try to out macro you versus just
Something. But
commit
they didn't
into
pick
like
up the
how,
wave clear either.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
Falstad picked up the boomerang at 7, which is traditionally what you would do for wave clear if you need it. I mean, Straza has a little bit, but ETC is not super fast. Arthas is okay, and then Medivh is just awful. I hate wave clearing as Medivh. I'm like, all right, I'll be here an hour. I just leave it. I mean, what else are you gonna do? It's better to maybe lose a wave of soak than lose your whole team in a team fight because you're an hour late. Um,
but basically both games, all game, I think, what was it, Dracon and Enjoy? I mean,
yeah,
they pretty much just were left alone most of the time to just be
yeah,
able to try to light up the other team as much as they want. They could follow up easily on those stuns, and then I think
yeah.
who was it playing was it Enjoy playing the Greymane in the first one where he could just
I
go
don't
in, blow
remember.
up the hero, and he could just, that Eyes of the Dark talent there, you could just eat right back out.
Right, yeah, and Curse Bullet is I don't normally I play a lot of Greymane. I'm like a level 55 Greymane, and I haven't picked Curse Bullet in so long. And again, like when I said that I was kind of learning some stuff, I meant it. Like I'm gonna go, when we start thinking about some future drafts for us, maybe we head that direction. Maybe we go with it because I mean it's significant.
Yeah,
I mean it's what 30% damage or something to a main target,
yeah, yeah.
plus the E, then the Q, then or the auto attack. That's your 50% health just from one rotation of one character. It's pretty nuts. Then you have an Anubarak stun on top of it who's auto attacking you, a Tyrande D. So add 15% to all of what I just said. I mean you're dead. I don't care who you are. Like
Yeah.
you could be.
Well, they were just pulling up everybody. I mean, even like, you'd have the Medivh would have the W on him for a second, and they'd be
I
like, "Oh,
think
that's
that's
fine.
probably
We'll
why
just
they
wait it."
picked Medivh. Actually, was the blow up. I mean, that's a good thought. They go on a single target damage. They blow over the cooldowns. Medivh pops one cooldown and saves the day. It
But it
just
really didn't affect it too much because they would just still be able to just burst through when it wasn't either before it happened or like just waiting out
yeah, the
when the
timing on that would have had to have been perfect. And they did
yeah
chain their stuns properly as well. So I mean, at what point do you W? The very beginning? It's almost too
that
late
was
because it happens
that
instantly.
that was the most important point and like what I was trying to emphasize, the way that they were chaining their stuns. They're basically
Yeah.
like, commit, okay, we're committing. All right, this is my stun, follow up, blow up, delete.
Yeah.
Okay, we now have advantage. So one last thing though, thanks a lot, man. This is a lot of fun. And
Yeah, for
thank you for
sure.
inviting me
Thanks for
to
hanging out.
doing this with you. So
And
appreciate
Gaz,
it.
I do want to give you a shout out. You played well. I enjoyed watching you guys. You guys made me think about a couple of things, and yeah, so I hope to see you guys in the future as well. Materium, thank you. We're gonna
Yep.
wrap up this stream here, and I think we're gonna take the stream delay off, and we're gonna go play some heroes ourselves. I think, right?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna play Gazlowe first.